congratulations.
Thank you.
Got to be pleased with that, particularly with the second half to run away with it and not take the foot off the gas.
Yep. We put ourselves into a position where we could go on with it or make it hard for ourselves, and that's a couple of times we've been guilty of. It's not so much taking your foot off the gas. I mean, it looks like that, but we're probably not attacking scenarios where we should be. Where like last week we probably looked at protecting a lead more so than going on with it. But that's just a part of us becoming better and growing and developing as a team. But, we're doing okay at the moment. But if we keep working towards all the standards and the type of play, type of footy team we want to be, we've still got improvement in this group.
Your back five were lethal today. What's it like for you to stand on the sideline and watch them just go to work?
Yeah, it's great, and every other coach and team know that, so they would plan for that every week. And the pleasing thing for me is I know they would plan for that, and they're still doing a really good job. Some weeks are better than others, but we just got to be resilient in just persevering with what we're doing and just keep improving.
Morgan Smithies was enormous too. I think 134 metres, 44 tackles, no misses. How crucial is he, particularly during the Origin period when you're probably going to lose a couple of forwards? How great has he been?
It was probably his best game of the year this year, Morgan. He's put a little bit of weight on. He's got a bit more impact in his carry. Got a bit more impact now in his defence. It's a little bit like with the Englishmen when they get over here and get two to three off seasons in the gym. They massively improve physically, and Matty Nicholson, that'll be one of his big strengths going forward. He's only a young player. I mean, Morg's only 23, but he does do a lot of work on the field. He cleans up a lot of work, and he cleans up a lot of stuff in defence. But his carries were good tonight too. So I'm happy. But look, we didn't have a bad player on the field, and we shouldn't. It's less than 1% of your week, 80 minutes. It's your responsibility to turn up every week and get over that sideline and play good.
Is that Ryan's best game in Lime Green, do you think you feel?
Yeah, it is. But he's a talent. He's a great player, and he deserves recognition. As a young bloke, though, you've got to handle that. All the great players who represent their countries or represent at a Origin level, they handle the accolades and move on with it. And he will. He's a very level-headed young bloke, and again, we still have room for improvement. We've got to keep knuckling down to hard work, and we just hope that we get a little bit of luck. Yeah, move forward.
Hard day at the office last week. That was a hell of a response there from that kid.
Massive. Yep. Yeah. It's we talked about maturity, he and I. There's a chat we had before the game that where he's got to find that maturity in his game, and he did tonight. So he gets targeted a lot, and tonight he was physically he was a presence.
We've seen some incredible tries over the weekend, but that desperation is shown by said Chris tonight to, keep that ball alive that Hudson put the kick in for. So you must both be so impressed with that don't give up to the end kind of attitude.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sebi in those areas this year has been unreal. Like Stick said, as a team we're happy where we are, but we're not comfortable either. We've still got a lot to learn and grow as a team, and those little efforts is what we talk and what Stick talks about all week.
Ricky, going back to Xavier, some injuries in the Queensland camp, and his name got brought up on the commentary as a possibility, I guess, a bit of a bolter that could potentially come in.
I don't know. I haven't seen that, and or I don't know.
Murray Taulongi's got a calf.
Oh, has he?
Calf
Yep.
injury.
Look, if it's not this year, I think he's going to be an Origin player. I firmly believe that. But I've said this, David, before you're even at the Canberra Times, that I wish I had 6, 7, 8 Origin players like some other teams do, because you're going to be in the top 4 each year. You're going to cop a little bit of heat over the next 4 to 6 weeks, but I'd cop that every year. Because if you've got the best players in your team, you're competing for the big prize at the end of the year. So you go into Origin and play Origin football, you come out a better player. You can see what's happened to Hudson Young. Mal Meninga had a bit of belief in him. He picked him, and the belief that he was shown through Mal, and then how well he played for Australia, he's had the best off-season he has had since he's been here. You see what Joe plays international football. You come back from international football, and Joe's played it for Joe and Papa and all those boys. They go and play international football. They come back better people, better players, I should say.
So same question: how far off is Ethan Strange from representative football?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what selectors think, but Ethan Strange is going to be a rep player. Ethan Strange is going to play Origin football. I said that today. There was a comment in the paper. Did you ask me? A comment from Gus that he believes he's a Origin player, and he is. 100% he's an Origin player. It mightn't happen this time around, but he's an Origin player. I think Hudson Young should be starting, and I think Corey Horsburgh will get picked as well. I'd start Corey. I mean, Corey's Corey makes a difference to your forward back, especially when he runs direct. But Hudson Young, Hudson hasn't been shown any faith in over the years as an Origin player. And look, I get it. Every coach has got their own opinions, and I'm not being biased. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing at the moment. But Hudson should be starting in this Origin team this year. He's a form back row of the competition.
It was a great announcement to start the week, about Tom Starling signing for another 2 years. This club looks to be heading in a really positive direction. How important was that signing for you guys, Ricky?
Yeah, it was important to keep Tom. Tom's a Raider. Everybody, boys don't. No one likes to have depth and pressure as a player. I mean, I get that, but we're signing young Jaden Brayley for next year. We've got Owen coming through developing. I apologise to Owen every week. Simi Sasangi every week. I just can't get him enough minutes at the moment, and it's so hard. So hard when you're trying to develop young players, but it's also so hard when you're trying to win. And I mean, he got 9 minutes last week. He probably got about 18 this week, or probably less. It's so hard because you want to win, but I also want to develop these younger players. But without that pressure, and without Danny Levi sitting in behind Tommy and Owen, there's pressure in the halves. There's when you're categorising a roster, you can only have so many positions where there's pressure. So we've made a decision where we want to have pressure on players, and it's like our middles. We've got middles that are sitting out at the moment playing second grade. Dasami and Trey Mooney, they're NRL players. But who do I drop to get them in? It's frustrating for those boys, and I deal with it every week with them. But we've got to win. We've got to look after the club first. They always say it's a great headache to have, but as a coach, I'd love to play them because I know how desperate they are to play, all these boys, but I've got to win too.
Thanks, guys.